Itaola, welcome to Betway Beat on SoccerBeat. It's your host, Lebohang Cheese, the mozzarella, Mokoena himself. Today, I have a very, very special guest. I have somebody that, that I've worked with as a player. He has graduated, he's a coach today, and he's doing really, really well. A former Arrows player, former Sundowns, former Bafana International. Yeah, no, the list goes on. Guys, let me introduce Papi. I call him the Ginger Man. Papi Zothwane. Welcome, Mkhut.
Mokgotsi wa ka wa khathanyana mo mare ha re bona re ka tswela pele jwang. Ke a leboha ngwana mme o re invite o Betway Beat. Re ke re fe batho ditabanyana tse re na le tsona. Ska o tseba hore o bua le champion o buile motho fela.
I know. Welcome. Before we really start, Mfetu, like, you know what? I just want to pick you up, Papi and the team. I think you guys have done extremely well. I think you started off the season very well. You already have a cup in the back. Other teams have been in this thing for I don't know how many seasons, my friend, but nothing in the bank yet. But with that being said, Mfetu, SoccerBeat lovers are gonna be excited to have you on the show. It's the Betway Beat, SoccerBeat. It's all in one. We do this thing for the love of football, so that we can educate the fans. Let the people know the behind the scenes stories. With that being said, Ari Kaleso Mfethu, congratulations first on the cup, and I've been really looking close at Magesi FC. I think as an assistant manager coach there with Coach Linton Lassen, I think you guys have done a brilliant job. I know as a so-called team, if it's in the league, I think you guys have really outdone yourselves. You guys have really shown that you are here in this league not as the newcomers, but you are here to make a statement. So, Khotsi, let me just go back anyane, Khotsi. Like the preparations alone before this big final, of course, playing a big team like Sundowns, current league champions, team that is well known in Africa. How did you guys really pull this thing off? Because when I looked at the odds, Mfethu, yeah, everybody didn't see you guys really pulling this one through.
Yeah, it's difficult. I'm not sure this network wants to fail us, but let's try and carry on with the conversation. At least, where you getting to and where you started. But in the middle, nanale challenging yana. But here, the most important thing that you have asked is preparations, and preparations are key for a competition. Obviously, a competition like Carling Black knockout, knowing we are facing a teammate the Sundowns in the final. Obviously, no one can give you a chance when you are playing against the Sundowns that has just beaten Kaizer Chiefs started with Arrows, Kaya Chiefs for Kaya Marumo 2-0. So in their cup games, they've got 11 goals. So can you imagine when you are playing against Batuba Joalo, what goes through your mind? The first thing is that, hey, Baskamba record 4 or 5. So our preparation one is mainly one to start respecting the team. You respect the team, you respect the personnel, you respect the coaches, and you respect what they have achieved so far. Go bolo. Because where Valentin go finally, their results speaks for themselves. Sorry, they deserve to be in the final. And for us, Lore, we must be careful approaching Sundowns to say the personnel if you give them space, you can't give them too much space behind the opponents. That's where they want to maneuver closer to your goals. So give them space where they won't hit you far from your goals. Then you stand a better chance to say, if Bomvala push it, then you can easily come out at the counter attack. So our preparations physically was conditioning the players to defend to the longest spells that game because every team that plays Sundowns gets dominated. And we knew Leronaro will have less position, but if we come out, we have to be clinical. So the preparations was based on that. Obviously, with conditioning wise, I think our team is fit. They have done exceptionally well because to defend Waname is not a child's play. Moving
Yeah.
to the left, moving to the right, sometimes you lose the ball in the
Mm.
process. So it's very, very difficult. But I must say, preparations out on one mentally, it was to say, look, it's the chance for you. You are playing a final. It's your first time. A final doesn't have a big team. A final, it's what you do on the day. Your plans, how much you want it, the chances to on the game. They win you games. The lesser you concede, you win the match. So I think those are the things that we instilled in our players to say. And again, don't be afraid to lose, but be afraid to not to compete, because if you get round on cheese final, everyone knows you are playing a final. Then when you get there, you are not showing up. Show up at least, even if you lose, but at least we can say the final was nice. But unfortunately, Magesi has lost the game. That was the
Yeah.
mentality because getting to the final on its own is an achievement for us. So Rona with Rile Mole without pressure, but our preparation was spot on based on how we know Sundowns se dlala jwang.
Yeah, yeah, no, serious, coach. Because when I watched the game, bruh, I think tactically you guys were really spot on. Knowing that Sundowns will have most of the possession, and what I picked up from that game, coach, was allowing the Sundowns centre backs to have the ball instead of giving it to their midfielders, to a Tebo, to a Allende, which are the players that can really hit you with those passes in between the lines. And I think that worked really well. You had their centre backs right into your half, which gave you enough space to run into. And looking at it, Jose, I mean, having beaten Orlando Pirates, I mean, one of the big clubs as well that has been doing well, having played a draw against the Kaizer Chiefs that is starting to look like they are the part. Um, like I think does it not bring any pressure, especially now after winning the cup, in terms of are the players gonna be relaxed now that are winning a cup? We've beaten this big team and that big team, and with more games coming up, and the second round is always tough. Like mentality, Amachita, do you think Atla Khona remain focused and remain humble so that they can continue with the journey ahead? Because I mean, there's a target on your guys' back already. I mean, anybody that's gonna be facing you guys, they are gonna have to worry.
Yeah, so Kata, but at least there's something that I've had. The most important thing in football, Cheese, I think that's one thing that Sundowns has excelled in the past 5 or 8 to 10 years. It's consistency. And
Mm.
consistency, it's mentality more than anything. Because if you tell your mind you want this more than anything, the body will react to what your mind says. So the most important thing is to say we've played Pirates, we've played Chiefs, we've played Sundowns. It must just the mentality must be confidence booster. Ko di-playereng tsa rona. Not to be over your shoulders, think you've achieved. It's a short achievement, Ebile e fetile, we can still celebrate the moments, that thing that when happened. But now you are going to play a cheaper, you are going to play a Stellenbosch, you are going to play a Marumo. Do we still have the same hunger? That's the question as coaches that we bring to the players. Sorry, now you must show us, sorry, your hunger going forward, because at the end of the day, cheesy, for you to compete go black label, you have to be in the league. You can't compete in the league if you are not in the league to compete go black labeling. So the black label if it you win. What matters the most is the league, because if Otswa go leaking, you don't have a chance to or o lwanele o tshireletsa title ya hao, wa understand. So
Yeah,
the main thing
yeah,
focus ke e re kgutlela ko yona gona jwale, and they know cheese the importance of making sure we stay in the league, because sometimes the teams are winning, so-called small teams, they play well against Sundowns. When they go to
yeah.
another team, maybe
Hmm.
below or closer to you, kadi points, then the performance is not the same, the hunger is not the same. So it's mentality of your players, and obviously Lerona as the coaches, it's our work, reba push and make them aware the importance of winning the league. Because imagine you just beating Sundowns, you lose a game from 11, you go to number 13, 14. You going back now, so not the relegation, but you just celebrated the final. So the league is the most important thing for us at the moment, and I just hope and wish sure even our players, they know the importance of playing in the league and staying in the league, like we are starting cheaper. So I'm just praying and hoping the same mentality, the attitude, the hunger can remain with our players.
Yeah. No, for sure, Khotsi. With that being said, Betway Beat lovers, SoccerBeat lovers, we're gonna take a short break, and I'll be back. I'm still hanging around with Coach Papi Zothwane, a former teammate of mine, a very great gentleman. We'll see you shortly after the break.
Hey, Taola. All right, here we go.
Ko Betway ba tshepela hore o tshwantse o betjhe ka tsela e nepahetseng. Ka nako e nngwe o tlamehile hore o ikhule hanyane. Ka nako tse ding
O ska leka go busha tse di lahlegileng.
Nakusasa kuse olunye usuku.
Dlala ngokusemandleni wakho.
Ge o tlhoka thuso go gona.
hopola, bet responsibly.
Welcome back, Betway Beat lovers and SoccerBeat lovers. We are all one family. Still hanging with the legend and the coach today, Coach Papi Zothwane from Magesi. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment, and let us know what you think about our discussion today. Babzi Nkotsi, now if I'm going to change it a bit, Ngwanesu, when I look at your after you retired, you ventured into coaching, of which it's always difficult, to transition from playing into becoming a coach or just doing any other thing after football. What really inspired you to actually go in this route, coach? Because I remember you had a stint go Tongati and then Polokwane, Arrows, just to name a few. And I feel like that experience is rubbing off right now, and you have a legendary coach like Coach Clinton Lassen. And the last time Nikinale, he told me that, what, Cheezy, we need most of you guys, former players, to come because we are getting a bit older. We need a little bit of fresh minds in this game and try and change things. And I'm glad he's got somebody like you and Jackie right next to him. And all I wanted to find out was what made you like to be interested to archive coach.
When I've never decided to say from leaving a ball, because I still remember I think retire my last contract was with Sundowns, but
Yes.
there was an investment that I did go val, so so my first thing in mind was to go back and make sure I see my investment bringing me something, because I've used a lot of money to build that. You understand? So while I was there, then a friend of mine from Marisburg, he asked me, because League, he asked me, man, Papi Mfethu, what are you doing? No, man, I was busy with something, but I think for now it's a vasha. What is it? How can I help you? I don't know, Mfethu, man, kopa o tlo tlo nthusa, re na le team ke second round, and man, o hloka la experience ya motho, wabo. And then I was still thinking to go back to football, because let me relax for 6 months, because I get why it's leaky ka bo Mamei. So I told myself for closer to pre-season, July, August, I started looking for a team. Because time and time I was from Bloom, I was going to Val to check what's happening, so that when I start looking for a job, at least everything is going well. Then I went back. I went to Marisburg. That was 2013-14. Marisburg, and I tried in Jekira to Semajita. And that team just competed, being number one. Then all of a sudden, the case, this league, I'm saying penalty, the issue high. Then for more, the other season again, but I'm bored the season because no so dal batho ba bangata ba bonang success ya team so ba batla ba involved bese ke decide go khutlela ko Vale while ke le ko Vale then Mato decided to say no man ke batla o tlo joina ntho DDC ya rona wabo. Oh, DDC. Oh, okay. No problem. So I'm not sure she was doing it because Abo Nore Sekili participant go coaching, or was she doing it as a former player to say, man, hey, let's give this guy a chance to contribute go team. It cannot even unabona ing, wabona too. But I think Jenia Kai Kadile mo, it was not something when I make a planning. It's something that just happened. Wabo. But I guess because every step is like bolo, there's some good things there. There's some good things because after that 3 years go DDC, I went to Tongati when lockdown in Kala. I went to Tongati, stayed for 3 years. Go Tongati, I go Polokwane City when they decided to. Yeah, I went to Polokwane City. Polokwane City, things didn't go well between me and Johnny. I then decided back to go again to Tongati. Then I did well. The team by Rekisa. I had to sit at home for another 4 months just to try to figure out because I'm one person when I want to more. If I think I've done well and someone have seen the good thing that I've done, someone has to phone me. I get mutako phone because when you start doing that, you become cheaper to someone. If you know the value of whatever that you have done, Cheesy will come on board to say, my man, what are you busy with? Can you come? Then I waited until November. I had to go back again to Mutsepe League and coach for there until February. I went to Leopards, then the Clinton and the management, they called me to come here. So Jenny Akaya ya league it's one football cheesy. I wanna league excited now when I was still playing. Even now as a coach, I've coached every league, LFA, SAB, DDC, Mutsipe. So I know the mentality of a development player, of a player that is playing for Mutsipe, wanting to break in, a player that is playing for first division, wanting to see himself in TV. So you know the mentality of players. And most of the teams, it's low budget teams where there are struggles, there are challenges. You'll have this, you'll never have that. So it builds me physically, emotionally, because the team in Kotsona, Leona Joale, Mokeleng is not 100%. But the smaller challenges take up and maintain it because mentally I'm strong. I've came to environment it's worse than that. Wabo. But because I know I've played Luluna, Ko Sundowns, we've played at the teams there run on sharp. So if you have played and you come from an environment sharp, Luena Soli coach may want a good environment, even if it can't be financial, but the professionalism has to be there. Team ya Cheesy kamle we born with appearance higher. Hey, Palacio Simona, Onarkaterisa, Honoluse, so the team ya Cheesy it has to be aligned. You understand? So na Nigeria football, I can say it's a calling when I cheese because akasukula hopefully ever since ke qadile coach at 2011 ke bana le break yana kwetelele without having a job. And to some of the players that we have played, some of them we don't have jobs because of our names let's the favor wabo. So that is the thing now because I know how some of the owners or the managers hey, this one has played now and that's not the case. You just want to get knowledge how take it further. As long as you help 1 or 2, 3 players to see them playing at the highest level, you become happy as a human being. So, but Nama Geniac, I think it's more spiritual than anything.
Yeah. Sure. Aye. Listen, cousin. They always say, as a footballer, you are born with this thing. There's others that there, but I'm by Tshware mo tseleng. But a former player like you and a coach now, I mean, Ginger just said it all, guys. And sometimes I know you went through some stumbling blocks nyana during your playing days towards the end. But look how God works, Ngwaneso, because it's something that you love and passionate about. He always makes a way, Proaka. So yeah, Betway Beat lovers on SoccerBeat. We will be right back. I'm just gonna go for a final one, Lee Ginger. What's happening? We can talk about football the whole day. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Betway Beat on SoccerBeat. Still with Coach Papi Zothwane, the assistant of Coach Clinton Lassen. We've seen what a remarkable performance they put out against Mamelodi Sundowns and other big teams in the league. A good sign. But Chinjam Fetu, just before we close, Ngwaneso, I wanted to find out, with a minimum squad like that, and I know you have a bit of experienced players, Kilalele Chira Bandare in the NFD at that time, and I'm glad that he's worked his way up again and is contributing to the team. Talented left footer, Mekoa, experienced players, Zava there at the back. So, like, when I look at your team right now, do you think maybe you guys are going to need to maybe strengthen the team? Okay, maybe January we need to strengthen up because it's a marathon, Wanesu, and you don't want to have those key players being injured because at that age, obviously they need to be managed properly. They need to be managed properly. Some games probably they're not going to make it. So are you guys looking into maybe going to the market maybe during the window Aibula so that you can strengthen the team for the second round? Because second round with the
Yeah, when you've touched on one of the important factors in terms of managing the players. When you are aging a bit, you have to give you a day or two rest so that we get to fresh every time. And you've mentioned Bochira, Mzava, Dapo, Mekua, and it's good to see Waname when you get such players and everybody right off, giving them confidence to say this is the chance. You can still get another 2 years. Do it for your families. Don't do it for whoever that has done wrong for you. Do it for yourself because here's a chance. And I'm happy to see them doing well for themselves. And obviously, you have to know the team also to say, Magesi, I see team that is buying players. I see team that is financially so strong. Yes, the chairman can have his financial muscle, but obviously we work according to the budget, team. So he's the one who will direct us. But knowing this league second round, it's more tougher than the first round because you want more players to be hungry because sometimes the player that she's getting first round hangle second round will maybe signed pre-contract the attitude is not the same. So those are the things that you have to check again to say the hunger is still there or not. So you want players again bashable in the 6 months to say, hey, if guys I'll be so like in these 6 months, then I would have made myself a favor to get another contract. Understand? So we need such players. 1, 2, we need to see the players, go Chiefs, go guy, the player, with clock, we can mention players, more. Or ona akartusa. Di buy the team tse batlang hore players a bona thole game time, and I think as Magesi we are willing to do that because le bona when they come they will want to impact to teams tsa bona di bona hore they are valuable. Understand? So again, you check go Motsepe Championship if you get a scorer same nati mole so bonang hore man mtho Aba compete, you can negotiate le team to say ba fetong ka this player, wabo. But it will depend, and obviously maybe one yana if re buile hantle le chairman or manai una man la ka ba fa bo ma 5 clip o guy man kamele re monke o mo fe bo ma 3 years go thusa ho wabo. So kamele re maneuver ka loan, re maneuver ka recruitment ya first division, and hape player ba tlo invitang maybe no ka January o filang re mara chizumnate man ba mvaisa jwang mona ke o Magesi mtho wabo. So basically those are the things ka ma di shebe, but definitely one ame kamele nna le Cantini, we have to speak, we have to sit down re bontshane, because we're gonna need a spine to help us to make sure we stay in the league, because it's gonna be tough next round. It's gonna be tough. So definitely we're gonna do that one.
No, pick up. I wish you all the best, Khoti. You know, I wish you guys can continue on this good run of form that you guys are on, and also to those other players that are looking to come and help the team. From me as Cheezy Mafitu, that's the team to go to, guys. Go help the team. Go get the minutes that you need. You know, go revive yourself, because players are being given an opportunity. Obviously, we all know that financially most of our teams are not in a good space. But if you are passionate and love the game, I think there's an opportunity for you, as long as you are knocking on the door wherever you are and saying, hey, Coach Clinton, Coach Papi, I am available to come and help you guys. With that being said, Pabs and Fitu, thank you so much for being with us here on Betway Beat, on SoccerBeat. Thank you for Nakwa Wanantate. And I want to have you for a part 2, because people want to know, Rory, the relationship between Cheesy and Ginger in their playing days. Papi and the late Richard Henyakani in their playing days. So we're gonna have one show, guys, coming up where me and Papi are just gonna break down our days. Nisantana re dlala polo, re le kaofela, Ginger shapa to the pie too. Hey, mamela, hey, batho kgale ba wa, guys. If you guys don't know, hey, lona la dlala. Khemere, thank you, Ngwaneso.
Hello, dear Lwena. No, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot to Betway Beat for the opportunity. Ke tlo jwetsa coach ore mona ne ke gala le Cheesy go di tournament ka December, mthonza le fit ngana ke mkae bo ma 6 months. Thanks a lot, Cheesy.
Hey, Khoti, abanhluphi Khoti, ba hey, buya muna, buya. But yeah, man, all in good time, Pabzin. If I had that for Coach Clint, anytime one is for Coach Clint, anytime.
Thank you, my brother.
Kenya fitness level for the next 2 months. If I was second round, Katola Gilkente top 18 one is. But yeah, all on the next show. Catch me on the next show with Ginger. We're gonna be breaking it down. Our days. Santana Redala Polo. Mamela. I narrate a story. Even now, guys, you know, we do play. Aye, and people are like, but Papi, you can play also. Be a coach player. What? From Lebohang Cheezboy Mokoena on Betway Beat on SoccerBeat. I'm out. Kamina Kawena. One love, and keep liking, subscribing, and commenting. This is all about communication and helping the youth out there and helping inspiring youngsters, and also trying to share knowledge to those people that want to learn about the game, especially the fans, because the fans, all they see is just the results, but they don't know what's happening behind the scenes and all the hard work that is being put in. Thank you, Khoti.
Thank you, Waname. Sharp, Waname. Thank you.
Oi.
Yeah.
Liaka!